number 20. And it looks like Bud Asher will go for the punt, try to kick it coffin corner.
There was a good chance to look at a fellow who's had a lot of experience reading a play. He gave a quick look, was satisfied it was going to be a running play, and stuck his head in there.
Dwayne Carroll will punt. 47 is Womack, 28 is Harry Howard, but Howard will now come back to be the short man.
And remember, there's no fair catch allowed.
Carroll will just try to hang it up. And he does, trying to get it out of bounds. And the Sharks will stop the ball at the 6-yard line. Good punt coverage by the Jacksonville Sharks.
Dwayne has not had his best night until then.
When it's needed. And that was John Osborne, a reserve defensive back who went down to stop it. The ball is going to be marked at the 6-yard line with 4 minutes and 5 seconds left.
I don't believe we've had a fifth quarter in the World Football League so far. So Jacksonville may get another first, setting the attendance record going to the fifth quarter. But, well, anything can happen.
Dick time is a factor now with only 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Chicago, of course, would like to march it right down the field, take up all the time and score, and it would be over. If Jacksonville can hold from here, they would most definitely get the ball in excellent field position, maybe even a chance for a field goal before time ran out in regulation. This is Virgil Carter with his team lined up in the eye. They'll give it to the deep back, and with some running room is Bob Wyatt. Takes it out near the 13-yard line. Gaspard made the tackle, but Wyatt got some good running room up the middle, picked up 7 yards against the stacked defensive line. Second down, 3 yards to go from the 13. Now only 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in this ball game from Chicago. We're tied 22-all. Once again, out of the eye. The big backs are in there, and Wyatt gets the ball again, dragging people shy of the 15-yard line. One of the guys he was dragging was number 55, Fred Abbott, who had the death grip on him, along with Gaspard.
The fifth quarter is the only thing we haven't gotten too many opinions. There's been mixed emotions about it, whether it's good for the fans or the players. If this goes into the fifth quarter, we'll be able to get a better feeling about it. But most people will say they don't like games that end in ties.
Luther Palmer, a reserve tight end, is in for Don Birchfield. Palmer, number 80 at the lower part of your screen. He just brought in a play from Coach Jim Spavital. It's 3rd and 1. 2 minutes and 54 seconds to go from the 15-yard line. And they appear to have gotten the first down on the dive play off the right side, but the officials will call a halt to the clock with 2:47 to go and take a look at it. Once again, Koppenbarger is in there. He has had a fine ball game on defense, along with Alvin Wyatt. And the fans do not like it.
They're a pretty enthusiastic crowd. They're making things happen here, and they're going to give them the first down. They did make it.
I don't think they were too happy with where that ball was marked. Now they're happy. They've got the first down. 2:47 to go.
Nobody's left either. They like World Football League.
And of course, Dick, Chicago, if they hope to score, has got to start opening it up a little bit. They are running an awful lot of time off the clock, just coming straight up the middle. Now only 2 minutes and 33 seconds left in this ball game at 22-all from the 17-yard line. And now Virgil Carter will go back to throw. His receivers are covered, and he's got to run. Chased by Lassiter. He throws deep, and Alvin Wyatt deep for the man out of bounds. Wyatt back in the ball game, apparently not badly hurt at all in the last series of downs. He was throwing for Dolbin, and that time Virgil Carter wisely threw it out of bounds as Wyatt was right with Jack Dolbin, the flanker. Got good pressure from Tatarak that time. Was looking to the other side, trying to throw the short out pattern to James Scott, and he was covered well. So Carter had to change his plans and go somewhere else. The incompletion stops the clock with 2:23 to go. Gee whiz, this has been a good ball game. A lot of exciting plays and scoring. 2nd and 10 from the 17 for the Chicago Fire. And here is Wyatt again, gets running room up the middle. Bob Wyatt, he is a 240-pound fullback. The ball is marked at the 22, so it's going to be 3rd down and 5 yards to go with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. The 2-minute warning will be coming up that will stop the clock. And the officials will now signal both benches that there are exactly 2 minutes, and the clock stops with 1:59 to go in the ball game. You'll see Virgil Carter coming to the near sideline to talk with Coach Jim Spavital. 1 minute, 59 seconds left in this game. 22 all. 3rd and 5 from the 22. And Dick, with a 3rd down and 5 situation, it would appear Virgil Carter will have to put the ball in the air again.
And I know what you're thinking. Our secondary would like to pick off another. World Football League. And we will remind you that the Sharks will be leaving right after this game, which is a league rule to get back home. It'll be a day off for the players tomorrow, but not for the coaches. They'll go right to work to take a look at the Southern California team. You know, there's so many people that we could thank with Television for putting together this telecast and our crew here in Chicago, but the executive producer for Jacksonville Shark football is Ed Piat. Associate producer is Kenny Kaminsky. And director is Bill Lutzer, and they have done a sensational job. And Mike, I have really enjoyed, though we're not signing off, we might have to work overtime, being part of a telecast which is a first. Back to Jacksonville, and there are tickets, season tickets available for the Shark games at the Shark office, and single season tickets are available. But I think the people are ready to get aboard. In fact, they've proven it with all the telegrams we've received tonight and the word of the listening parties. A nice way to organize summer fun. And you know, we talked about football in July, but I haven't seen any uncomfortable situations yet as far as weather is concerned.
Not a bit, Richard. It's been beautiful. And while we're passing out kudos to people, let's do it for the crew from WGN Television here in Chicago who have handled our facilities tonight. They have done an outstanding job for us. Gentlemen, we thank you very much. And now for the final 1:59 of this ball game, at least regulation. 3rd and 5 for Chicago from the 22, and Carter is back to throw. He's got some pressure, fires over the middle, has his tight end wide open. Got him in the seam, and that is Don Birchfield. Well, Chicago came up with a big play, and now the hurry-up offense starts. Take a look at it on the replay if we have the time, although Chicago lining up in a hurry with 1:37 to go. Chicago trying to get in a least field goal position. Virgil Carter under center, 1.5 minutes to go, and Carter will throw sideline, out of bounds to stop the clock. 1 minute, 27 seconds to go. He wouldn't have minded completing that to Dolman, but he was just trying, if anything, to get it out of bounds and stop the clock. So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Chicago 47. Okay, we'll take a look at the 3rd and 5 play that they completed to the tight end, Don Birchfield, and he was open over the middle. You'll see Virgil Carter come straight back into the pocket. Well, maybe you won't see Virgil Carter, but he did. And you saw it live a few moments ago. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 47. Chicago trying to drive, the Sharks trying to get the football. Virgil Carter, the quarterback. He's got Mark Keller, 31, and Wyatt, 35 in the backfield. Sends both backs out. Fires over the middle again. It's going to be incomplete. In and out of the hands of Wyatt, and the hit was made by Glenn Gaspard. Pretty tough to hold on to a football, Dick, when 230 pounds is trying to drive you into a sheet of AstroTurf.
And so well drilled to do it. The linebacker play has been very good again tonight by both teams. And, you know, in pro football, the linebackers have got to be great. They've got to read plays. They not only make tackles, but they've got to go out into the zone. They make a lot of interceptions. They've got a lot of territory for those big men to cover.
Here's another crucial situation. 3rd and 10 from the 47. The Fire would have to kick it away if they cannot make the first down here. The backs are split in the backfield, split into the right, a flanker to the left, and back to throw again. Under pressure this time, Virgil Carter. He's running, now he throws, and he's got a man completed to the 40-yard line. Luther Palmer, the tight end. And that is enough for the first down with 1:04 to go. The clock is turning, 22 seconds left in the 22 all. Take a look at it again. Carter was pressured out of the pocket, but you'll see number 80, Luther Palmer, get free down the sideline, and he hit him perfectly right in the seam. The Fire want to stop the clock with 54 seconds left in this ball game. 1st and 10. There is Virgil Carter, the man who is conducting the drive. And Dick, they have hit 2 must 3rd down situations.
3rd down is where a quarterback's got to make it, and his ability to scramble has been very positive for his team here tonight. He's been very adequate at it. We've got a score in that Southern Cal game. Southern Cal, the Sharks' next opponent, leads Hawaii 15-0. 8 minutes to go in the first half. That's the game that was held up out in California to get the large crowd in the stadium.
Southern Cal and Birmingham are supposed to be 2 of the best teams in the league, and New York came from behind, or Birmingham came from behind tonight to beat New York 32-29. They were down 29-10 at one point. A great victory for them, and of course the Sharks will face They were trailing one time 29-3, not only 29-10. You're down 26 points, you come back to win. That's an effort.
How good is Ramsey? We may find out. He kicks the field goal and punt with 54 seconds left to go, tied up. They most certainly would go for the field goal and a win if they can't keep a drive going.
1st and 10 from the 41, only 54 seconds to go. It's tied 22-all. Virgil Carter trying to get his team in scoring position. He throws again, almost intercepted, but it's complete. Down inside the 20-yard line. Alvin Wyatt finally knocked Luther Palmer out of bounds. I think it was Koppenbarger that went for the interception and did not get it. Take a look at it on the replay. We'll see it was almost an interception. Virgil Carter throwing. Koppenbarger went for the interception, couldn't get it. Alvin Wyatt avoided the block and put Luther Palmer out of bounds. So the ball is at the 18 with 45 seconds to go.
It took a seasoned veteran like Alvin Wyatt to get away from the block, or that might have gone in for the 7 points.
And the fans are cheering, go, 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 with the ball at the 18, 45 seconds to go. Virgil Carter under center, out of the eye. Wyatt with a football, and he is pounded, and a flag goes down. Let's see what the penalty will be against which ball club. Could be very crucial. If it's a big one against Chicago, it could push them back out of field goal position, and they're talking to Ike Lassiter, the Jacksonville co-captain. Offsides, Jacksonville. Was no time for a mental mistake like that. With 37 seconds left to go in the game, 22-all.
In the Windy City, if the wind is helping at all, it will help a field goal attempt from this position. So the Sharks are now going to have to come up with another biggie.
The ball moved to the 13-yard line, and it would be very surprising to see Virgil Carter put the ball in the air now. I'm sure all Chicago wants to do is run it in a little closer if they can and then set it up for the field goal attempt. 37 seconds left. 1st and 5 from the 13-yard line. The Chicago Fire in possession. The give to Keller straight up the middle. He's inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. The clock is turning with 29 seconds. And now they'll stop it with 28. The Sharks need the big defensive play right now. Richard, there's nothing the defense can do but try to prevent the touchdown and force them to try to kick the field goal. Hope he'll either miss it or be able to block it. And the clock is running, and Chicago is going to take every bit of time they can, I think, right now. Let it run down to 2 or 3 seconds and go for the field goal. And that's exactly what they're doing. Virgil Carter standing with the official. They get it to 9 seconds, and they say that's just fine. Now they're going to send on the field goal team right now and go for it with Chuck Ramsey, who is both the punter and place kicker. He has not had all that great a luck tonight. He's had a bad snap. He's had one blocked, and he missed another. Wonder if his luck can continue.
Well, you can bet that those big defensive linemen now will be having their hands up, making an all-out attempt to try to block this, what could be the winning field goal. 22-22, and there's 9 seconds left to go. The wind is blowing to the field goal kicker's back. It will be helping him.
We couldn't have asked for a more exciting ball game for our first telecast from Chicago. We'll have 6 more for you this year on the Jacksonville Sharks road games. Well, it all comes down to this. Chuck Ramsey out of a Joe Womack hold from the 16-yard line, a 26-yard attempt. Distance will not be a factor. The kick is down. It's up, and it's good. Or anything. Chuck Ramsey, number 15, put it dead center between the uprights. You'll see it again. Womack puts it down dead center through the uprights. 25-22, the Chicago Fire.
Quite a football game. This is typical of the action you're going to be seeing all season long, as the Sharks here have played quite a football game of coming back. There have been a lot of costly mistakes on both parts here, but Carter had the 2 big 3rd down key plays in that drive on long yardage to set it up.
Well, it comes down to this. There are 6 seconds left on the clock. Chicago will kick off. Jacksonville needs to run it back, and don't be surprised to see number 15, Chuck Ramsey, just try to squib one. They would rather not see Bubba Thornton, number 13, or number 41, Alvin Wyatt, get their hands on the football with a chance to bring it back, because last week Wyatt ran back a punt 87 yards for a touchdown. One last chance for Jacksonville, and Chuck Ramsey is teeing it up. And he's teeing it up right instead of on its side, so we'll have to wait and see what he'll do. A 94-yard drive for the Chicago Fire. Ramsey approaches the ball, and he'll kick it high and short. Alvin Wyatt will take it at the 20. He's got to go 80 yards. He starts off the left sideline, cuts back, stumbles, and he won't do it. He got to the 42, and it's all over. That is the end of the football game with the score: the Chicago Fire 25, the Jacksonville Sharks 22.
Final score: the Sharks 22, the Chicago Fire 25. Again, just a reminder, good seats are on sale for the next home game. That's 3 weeks from tonight, August 7th, when the Fire takes on the Florida Blazers. Thank you for attending, and please drive carefully on your way home.
They're happy in Chicago as the Fire has won its second straight game, 25-22 over the Jacksonville Sharks. The Sharks' record now drops to 1-1 with Southern California coming up next week. The Sharks came back to tie it in the third quarter. It was 15-8 at the half. Ricky Lake scored to make it 15-15 on a great individual effort. The point after the action point was no good. Bubba Thornton scored on a Kay Stevenson pass over the middle with 11:44 left to make it 22-15. But Mike Keller, the Fire fullback, scored his second touchdown of the night, a 1-yard plunge to tie it at 22-all. And then with only 6 seconds left in the ballgame, Mike Ramsey kicked his first field goal of the night after 3 unsuccessful attempts. One on a bad snap, one was wide, and one was no good. This one, when it counted, he put it straight through the uprights, and the Chicago Fire has beaten the Jacksonville Sharks 25-22.
Well, a 94-yard drive, something we didn't expect to see, but you can't take anything away of the caliber of play. There are some mistakes, but I'll tell you one thing, there'll be more excitement when Jacksonville meets Southern California next Wednesday, and then we'll be the following Wednesday in New York as the Sharks play New York. It looks like there's a lot of balance in the league, so one loss can't hurt on a 20-game schedule. And if you want pro football at its best, be in the Gator Bowl next Wednesday when the Sharks are home.
Final again, Chicago 25, Jacksonville 22. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew and Dick Stratton, this is Mike Patrick from Chicago. So long, everyone.